One of our opening keynote sets the tone for this convention's purpose, to grow together as educators, who inspires and transforms. The message of today's speaker is as memorable as his last name. He has dedicated his life to serving up the mindsets, motivations, and strategies you need to cook up the results you are hungry for. As certified speaking professional and high-performance leadership experts, he works with people and organizations around the world who are tired of bland results and ready to savor the full flavor of success. With over 30 years of experience spanning businesses, nonprofit, and government, he blends real-world stories, proven strategies, seasoned with just the right amount of humor and truth to help you thrive. He is not here to sugarcoat anything. He is here to challenge you, to turn up that heat on your goals, to flip your mindset and serve up lasting impact. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Frank C. Kitchen.
Thank you so much. Awesome. The power. All right, good morning. Okay, wait a second. We got to have some fun here because, I heard him saying, watch how loud we talk. We have to watch because people are taking tests. So let's go ahead and start with a question. Let's have some fun right now with some smiles. By a show of hands here, has anybody here been hungry? All right, we got some laughs going on. Has anybody here been hungry for something but you didn't know how to cook it up? Hands up. Oh, yeah. And have you had a point where you just talked to people about it and you just dreamed about it, but you just didn't know how to make it happen? Well, I understand exactly what you're talking about because I was hungry to be on this stage right here in front of you. I mean, it's been almost, I believe, 17 years since I thought about being on this stage with you because I don't see Aldi in the room right now, but Aldi wanted me to come to your conference. I mean, I wanted to be a professional speaker and I wanted to be at this conference. And then I have my friend Mona, she's in the back. She's like, okay, we've got to get you to Puerto Rico to speak. So this is something that I wanted to happen. But by a show of hands here, has anyone ever talked about something or thought about it, but it didn't happen? Because as educators, don't we talk about what we want to do, the lives we want to transform, the lives we want to impact, and then we come back to the conference next year, and we're talking about the same thing. Yeah, we've all been there because I share with people, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I was hungry for something. I was hungry to make an impact on the world, but when you look like this, you wonder if it's possible. I mean, for me, I tell people, I show this picture because this is proof to me that my mom is evil. Now, I see some people shaking their heads. Okay, I thought my mom was evil growing up, not by the hair and not by the clothes she put me in, but look at my name, Frank Cornelius Kitchen. My name has 21 letters in it. How many letters are there in the alphabet? I am 5 short. And when I was a child and I was going to school, I didn't know what I could do because people called me every room in the house. Baño, dormitorio. Yeah, I mean, they were calling me all these different names. And I'm just like, okay, it's like, this is tough. But then I recognized when I came to college, I went to school, many times they don't ask you to write out your name. They ask you to initial here, here, and here. And when you have these initials, you know your mom is evil. I mean, I had a lot of people go, Frank, you're 1 letter short. I'm like, I know. And I went to talk to my mother. I go, Mom, I'm like, why would you give me this name? She goes, it could be worse. I'm like, how could it be worse? She goes, talk to your father. My father was in the U.S. military. He loved studying U.S. military history. One of his favorite people in history was Ulysses S. Grant. I was almost named Frank Ulysses Kitchen. This side has it. I'm going to wait for this side to wake up. But I'm going to let you know, after years of therapy, I'm here with you today. Because my mom, she was one of those catalog moms. Does anybody remember the old days catalogs? Because I know we've got Fingerhut, Spiegel, Montgomery Ward. Okay, this side of the room, they get me right now. This side of the room right here, this is my Amazon crew. Amazon crew, you complain, this is like before, Amazon, we used to have things called catalogs. They would mail it to you, you'd order it, right? You would check off boxes, and then you would be lucky if it showed up in 6 to 8 weeks. Amazon people, you're mad if it doesn't show up in 6 to 8 hours. But the thing was, as I was growing up, I wanted to do something special in my life. And I'm like, I want to make an impact on people. And I was always talking about it and thinking about it. But for many of us, we talk about and think about things, and the more we talk about it, the farther away it gets. So I used to work at a college, and I loved training. I loved teaching my students. I worked in leadership development. And one of my students comes up to me one day and goes, Frank, you challenge us to live our dreams. What are you doing to live yours? Do any of you have students in your life who use your words and your education back against you? Yeah, well, for my students, they're saying, hey, Frank, we know you love training and teaching. We think you should do it off campus, not just here. They actually called up a speaking agency and signed me up without me knowing. That's how much they wanted me to be a speaker. But for many of us, when I talk about are we hungry for something, do we know how to cook it up? I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about our lives. I'm talking about our careers. And for all of us here in this room, there's a date in our life or in our career where the light bulb goes off and we start to recognize our potential. Do any of you know that date? I mean, you can think about it right now. I'm seeing heads nod. Yeah, I mean, my date was this one, June 18th, 2015. Does anybody know where they were on that date? No. Does anybody know what day of the week that was? I do. It was a Thursday, and I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and the guy named Cocina, was at a Paradise or a Panera Bread company. So the guy named Kitchen was at a restaurant. Now, I was there because I was there to meet with my boss. I was working for an education company. I helped sell curriculum and technology for schools. And I was there because we're going to be talking about my promotion. And we're also going to be talking about the fact that I had to go out and meet with schools and clients. So we were going in. Now, it's not unusual to go to a Panera Bread company because our company only had 10 people. So my wife understood that this is going to be the day that I get my promotion and the day that things are going to change for us. So I go to the Panera Bread company to see my boss. And is anybody here, you're expecting good news, you're like really excited and you're just talking quickly and you're just moving around? That was me. I was talking to my boss. I'm like, I'm ready to go see the clients. I'm going to go do this. And he goes, Frank, hold on. Let's get lunch. So then we went to the table. And we sat down, and I'm still talking. I'm excited. And I'm like, okay, what clients do you want me to see? What do you want me to talk about? I'm like, I can go ahead and make sure everything's working well. And he goes, Frank, about that. See, as adults, we understand this. When you're expecting something good and someone says about that, what's going to happen? Something bad. Now, as educators, we understand we have to work on tight budgets. And does anybody here have that folder that you use over and over again? Where you just keep changing the label? My boss reaches under the table and he pulls out one of those light blue folders with that label that you use over and over again. And he hands the folder to me and I open it up. It's my termination papers. The guy named Kitchen has just been fired in a restaurant. Now, I can laugh about that now, so for the people who laughed, it's okay. But I started to ask him, well, why am I being fired? And he goes, Frank, we really like you, but you're firing me. I was like, but why am I being fired? What did I do wrong? You've done nothing wrong. But you're firing me. And they go, we really like you, so, and here's the funny one. They go, I'm like, you can't really be liking me if you're firing me. He goes, we really like you, and I talked to the owners, and I fought for you. And then they gave me this letter. This letter, if you read it right now, let me choose the day that they were going to fire me. I could either leave on Friday, the next day, or because they like me, I can stay an extra week. Look, there's actually check boxes right there. Let me know what day I can leave. Now, I'm going to ask you right now, if you're going in expecting a promotion, and then they fire you, and they give you a choice of date, looking at that right now, be honest, would you leave tomorrow or next week? Anyone? Tomorrow. Okay, I like that answer. But I need to provide you with all the details. Because don't we do that as educators? Don't we need all the details before we make a decision? Let me explain this date to you, why it was so impactful for me. June 18th is Father's Day weekend. My wife and I have a 2-year-old at home, and she's 6.5 months pregnant with our second child. So let me ask the question again. Thank you so much. Let me ask that question again. You just found out that you're being fired in a restaurant, your name is Kitchen, and they're giving you the choice to leave tomorrow or next week. Which one would you take? Next week. Thank you, smart people. Because I wasn't expecting to be fired. But now, something else happened. I went out to the parking lot, and I had to make a decision. Because 8 years before, my student said, Frank, go out and live your dreams. I left my college position to go start my speaking career. But let's be honest, I talked about it and I thought about it. I didn't put the work in. So I was telling everybody, I was in Lamaze class, goes, I'm a speaker. But I really wasn't getting the work. I was working different jobs. And now this is the 4th job I've lost in the last 4 years. Not due to performance, but due to the fact was I was the last person hired, so I'm the first one out. So now I've got to go home and tell my wife, who was a teacher who did not renew her teaching contract, that I've lost my job again. So I'm sitting in the car trying to decide, do I go home or do I stay in that parking lot? What would you do? Mm-hmm. Did you notice all the women said something? All the men were quiet. Because the women are saying, yeah, you got to go home. The men are like, okay, man, just get out. So I did go home. But when I pulled into the driveway, you women, you have like a sixth sense. You know something's wrong. And especially when I show up 30 minutes early, she already knew something was wrong. And she goes, what happened? And I go, I lost my job. Now at this point, being honest with her, there were a lot of tears. Any parents in the room? Do you have that point when your children are crying, but they can't get the cry out? It's like that and they just can't get the cry out? We had lots of tears. And once I stopped crying, we had to decide what to do. Because now we've been fired, we don't have a job, we have a little one on the way, we have a little one. What are we going to do? And it's not only to worry about that, but this is Father's Day weekend. And every Father's Day weekend, we go to my wife's parents' house to celebrate Father's Day with them. And my wife is my father-in-law's youngest daughter. Should I stay in Phoenix, Arizona, everyone, or should we drive to New Mexico to talk to my father-in-law? Now we've got some decisions people are thinking. So who says no? Hands up. Yeah, people said stay home. Now, if I stay home, what reason should I give? I'm sick. I like that one. She even acted it out. We're going to talk about body language later today. Anyone else? They said call in sick. I had to work, even though I lost my job. All right, something happened. But I already told them that I'm supposed to be meeting with clients in New Mexico, so we can't do that one. What should we do? Go to New Mexico. Once again, I should probably give you all the details. So we're driving to New Mexico, and I'm trying to think about, okay, we decided to go. What should I say? Because when I say, what should I say, my wife is sleeping in the car, but here's what I'm thinking. My father-in-law is of Mexican descent. English was not his first language. He learned English from some amazing people like yourself, and he worked his way up to be an exec in the phone company. My daughter, or my wife, is his daughter, his youngest, his Ita. Okay? And now I've lost 4 jobs since he's met me. He's also ex-military. He served in the Vietnam War. Yeah. He lives in New Mexico. Have you seen that show called Breaking Bad? There are places to hide the body. All I'm thinking is I'm going to go walk into his house like, hey, papi, no trouble, no trabajo. I'm like, I want to be a speaker. I'm like, this guy's going to kill me. So while I'm trying to think about what to say, as we're driving the car, I started to recognize this one, everybody, and this happens for all of us. Has anybody here had a great idea or great aspiration that you just sat on? For me, it was this one. Stale thinking leads to stale results. I had been thinking about this dream for years, but I didn't put the work in. For anybody here, the word stale, what does stale mean to you? Stagnant. Anything else? Someone's calling in an answer. So we got stagnant, old, dry, stale. Dry bread is expired, right? We just want to... That's what was happening with this dream I was talking about for speaking, because for 8 years, and here's the funny one, everybody, I used to book speakers and performers at the college. I should know how to go do this. But I was in a world right now where, has anybody been here, you want to blame and complain? You blame other people or complain about the results that you don't get? Well, the truth is, it says on the screen there, the person most responsible for the results that you cook up looks at you in the mirror every day. The reason that I was in that car fired from my job wasn't because of anybody else, it was because of me. So I looked at my wife and I apologized to her and said, hey, you know what, the reason we're here is because of me. Can you give me 1 year of full commitment to this dream? Because I knew it was going to take me weeks to find a job and even get a paycheck. So she said yes. So now we're doing good. But now we're an hour out from New Mexico. And we got to pull into my father-in-law's driveway. Things did go black. Because we pulled in, I'm like, do we tell them the truth or do we just hang out for a week? And I say nothing. What would you do? Some people say nothing. The ladies went from being honest to like, okay, lie. So we got into the driveway, walked into the house. I was like, hey, what's up, Poppy? He goes, hey, Frank, how's it going? How's work? I mean, right off the bat, he's asking me about work. And I let him know that I had lost my job. Now, at this point, being a caring father, he goes, what are you going to do? What's the plan? Now, for anybody here, have you shared a big dream or aspiration with people close to you, and they believe in it more than you? That's my wife, Kelly. Before I even got words out of my mouth, she goes, we have a plan. We do? She goes, tell my dad about that thing. And the thing was, there was a conference there in New Mexico. I was supposed to leave my job before they left me. I was going to leave on my birthday, hopefully, but I didn't put the work in. They talk about it. You know what? God will only give us what we can handle, right? So he knew I wasn't going to like step out of it. So he goes, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and push you out and see if you're going to sink or swim. So what happened was I signed up for the showcase to go and speak. And now my wife said some scary words. She goes, take my dad with you. So I'm supposed to go to the speaker showcase to try to get work with my father-in-law in the room. And to make things even worse, guess what I signed up for? Because I just love to torture myself. I signed up for a high school national student leadership conference. So I'm going to have 200 teenagers in a room and my father-in-law, David Duran. No pressure, right? So we go to the conference. I got him in the car. It was like a long, just quiet drive. I didn't say anything. I go into the room. It's a room like this. I'm speaking. I'm having a great time. People are laughing. They're smiling. And at the end of the day, at the end of the speech, we take this selfie. And this is the first day of my full-time speaking career. So a week after being fired, I am starting my career. I've been a full-time speaker ever since. I mean, I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling great until I look to the back of the room. I'm going to ask you for a favor right now because while I was speaking, I should have been focusing on the kids, but I was looking at my father-in-law, and the look that he gave me the entire speech was this. Everybody cross your arms and just give me that serious look, like the pit boss in a casino. This is what I saw the whole time. I just saw David Duran watching the whole speech. At the end, I'm taking this picture right now. I'm feeling amazing, but then his arms are still crossed. I like it. She's crossed arms with smiling. No, he wasn't smiling at me. I'm like, it was serious. What is your name? Right here in the middle? Jelani. Sorry? Jelani. So Jelani, I need you to give me a serious look. Like a student's causing trouble in your classroom. They showed up late. Yeah, that look. So that's what David looks like right there. So what I did was, I'm like, I'm going to go talk to him and get some feedback. Because this is the man where I asked him, can I marry his daughter before I talk to her? But now the thing is, because he's a marketing guy, he has moved over to the door. And at the door, he's doing exit interviews. He is asking everybody about my speech. I mean, I want to get his feedback, but I actually have to go jump in line and sheepishly just wait for my father-in-law to go and talk to him because he's talking to everybody. And by the time I get up to him, I go, hey, David, what did you think? And I'm on a high right now, okay? I mean, look at that. And I was like, what did you think? And he goes, Frank. I'm like, yes. Let's go home and talk about it. I'm dead. Let's go home and talk about it. I'm like, what is going to happen to me? Now, we are adults here, but we do work with students, and sometimes we have our kids and youth. Has anybody here as an adult reverted back to their childhood days where you start to act like a kid? So join me right now. Anybody as a kid, when you knew you were about to be in some serious trouble and the parents and people are going to come down on you super hard, did you ever go and see if you could find witnesses? Like you would bring people back over because you figure your parents can't come down as hard on you if there's people who can see it. But that's when their parents go, that's family, it's okay. Well, I went back to the conference and there's other speakers there. Speakers from Maryland, right? We had speakers who were from all over the place, and I go, hey everybody, I know you don't want to stay in the hotel, so who would like to come back to my in-laws' house for a nice, home-cooked Mexican meal? 2 people said yes. I had 2 sacrificial lambs. So we went back to my father-in-law's house, and we proceeded to go to his backyard. His arms are still crossed. He's still looking serious. And we went to his backyard to his gazebo. And in this gazebo, we had the talk. Not that talk, everybody. I like to call this the Spanish Inquisition. Because for 2 hours, during a rainstorm, he proceeded to ask me and the 2 other speakers every question he could about the speaking industry and the business. And after 2 hours, can you help me out, please? Cross your arms. Serious look. After 2 hours of questioning, okay, he finally uncrossed his arms. He's a finger pointer, so go ahead and point your finger at me. And he pointed his finger at me and goes, Frank. And you can even mouth along, play along with me. He's like, Frank, this is what you were born to do. What can I do to help? Because for many of us, everybody, when it comes to our careers, we've got big aspirations, big dreams, but we're worried about sharing it with the people close to us because of what? We fear failure, right? Criticism that they're going to come down. So I've known this man for over 8 years, and I never told him about my speaking, never brought him out. The guy worked as a marketing guy for the phone company. He'd seen speakers. Should I have gone and talked to him? He goes, Frank, this is what you're born to do. I've got my wife's backing now. I got my father's backing now. And I told people, at this moment, I flipped my mindset. So I guess I got some people who don't even do the finger snaps. But I'm going to show you how we take this to a whole nother level because I wanted a bigger reaction. So let me do something special right now. At this moment, my wife's got my backing. My father-in-law's got my backing. I said, you know what, everybody? It's time to flip my mindset. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, the spatulas are coming out right now. Because I could say, ¿qué esto? But what is this, everybody? It's a spatula. And I say, when it comes to our careers, it comes to our professional aspirations, we have to think of it like a spatula. Because this whole conference is about unlocking your potential. And when we grab a spatula in the kitchen, aren't we about to unlock our potential? Aren't we about to bring some vision in our head to reality? So for me, I said, you know what? For a long time, I don't know how to cook it up. But anybody, help me out right now. When we don't know how to cook something up, what do? We Google it. Anybody else? Sorry? ChatGPT. Go to YouTube. Pinterest. What else? Ask who? Ask for the recipe. Look at all these ideas coming out right now. Because that's the beauty of it. Whether you can cook or you can't cook, we've all grabbed a spatula, right? And we grab it, that means we are making the mental commitment to whatever it is in our head we're going to make happen. But isn't it funny in our lives, when there's something we've never done before, we run away from it? How many people in this room have never said they have no right stepping in a kitchen? They are not good cooks. Anybody in the room who will admit? Okay. And have you stepped in a kitchen before? Have you grabbed that spatula? Right? So the spatula, everybody, is the mental commitment to, hey, I'm going to put in the work. But that's only thinking about it. But then we have to actually get to work. We have to put the action in. So the nice part about a spatula is, yeah, you grab it and say, I'm going to go cook. But then when we're cooking something, have you ever had something where it's not cooking quite the way we want to? What do? We flip it, right? So throughout anything that we're looking to go for, don't we have to be flexible to make sure things turn out the right way? Some of you might say, hey, it's blackened, and you turn it over. That's Cajun style. Sometimes things get stuck along the side, and we have to clean it off because we're trying to get it to the way that we want it. But more importantly, for anybody here who's ever cooked, we know nobody who cooks finds satisfaction in just cooking for themselves, right? We find satisfaction in cooking and serving who? Others. This is why I was failing for the first 8 years. I didn't make the commitment. I didn't make adjustments. But more importantly, I was focused on only serving myself. We have to focus on who we're serving. Now, I saw some people got really excited, especially just some people over here. So anybody wants to hold that for me until the end of the program, they can. There she goes. She's like, I've got to get pictures. So this moment, I flipped my mindset. I said, you know what? We're going to make this happen. I mean, I got on the phone, started calling people going, I got fired. They're like, man, you sound happy. I'm like, yeah, it's like this dream that I've only been doing part-time, waiting for my vacation, my days off. I was like, I'm going to put the full effort into it. And somebody, who said recipes earlier? My father-in-law goes, hey, Frank, you got to start sharing your recipes with the world. This is a picture of David right now. This is me doing his yard work the other day. So that's still a relationship that we have. But I started to call people, guess what happened? Because I wasn't worried about taking days off from work, the work started to come in. I mean, with quite simply just a few phone calls, I booked out a week's worth of speaking. Then I realized, you know what? In order to get good at this career, I need to join my professional association. All of you have, PRTSL here, but guess what? We have a thing called the National Speakers Association. This is an association just for professional speakers. So I actually joined the association because I recognize this. If we're looking to cook something up, do we hang out with people who can't cook or can cook? Can cook. So everybody in this room, you can cook. You've got experience teaching people. So I needed to do the same thing. I needed professional development. So I joined this association. I hung out with other chefs, and they started to tell me what I could do. Because ultimately, your mindset is your mental cookbook. And if you got a cookbook with no recipes in it, everybody, what happens? Nothing. But these people started to share their recipes with me, and as I started to practice these recipes, guess what? More work came in. More work came in. And so much work came in, I got a phone call in 2022. And that phone call was from the National Speakers Association, and they go, Frank, we would love for you to come to Nashville, Tennessee for our Influence Conference. The Influence Conference is the largest gathering of professional speakers in the world. We had over 1,200 people in the room. And they go, we're inviting you to Nashville because we have this thing that's called the Certified Speaking Professional. It's a designation. It's a certification. It's like putting doctor behind your name. Currently, there are only 600 people in the world who have this designation. It's something that you have to earn based off of the time, effort, work, and feedback from clients. And I was going to Nashville because they said, Frank, on the opening night of the ceremony, we would like to issue you your CSP to recognize you as one of the top professional speakers in the world. Now that moment, taking this picture, because we took the selfie 7 years before, and less than 7 years later, I was being recognized, so I had to take the selfie on the stage in front of all of my colleagues. But if you read the piece on there, it's most important for all of you is this. It says, anything is possible, but nothing is easy. Think about the work that all of you do. Is it easy? But think about all the people that you have served and transformed their lives. I mean, we understand the work that you do is not an instant gratification position. But how many people here have had either that former student come back and thank you? How many of you have had like that student's kids come back and thank you? Right? They're still checking. I mean, we've got past presidents here who actually are going to class reunions to actually see some of their past students. That's the whole piece here, is recognizing you for great work. But now, what we have to do is we're trying to recognize all of you here today for the great work that you do. Most speakers, or even teachers, would stop right here. They make it all about themselves. But this is where we're going to flip things right now. Because when we go somewhere and we see somebody cooking something up that we like, and we want to replicate, what do we ask them for? We ask for the recipe. So for the next 30 minutes, is it okay if I share my recipe with you? Because I'm not trying to make you speakers, but I'm trying to teach you how to take that big aspiration in your head and turn it to reality. So can I share that with you right now? All right, so let's show you the steps that I did to go from fired on Father's Day to being on that stage. Because I don't know what your aspiration is, but I want you to be able to cook it up. I want you to be able to serve the world. So here's the first thing we have to recognize is this one. All of you are truly amazing. Now, if you think that you're amazing and people next to you are amazing, I want you to look at somebody next to you right now, just give them a high five and say, you're amazing. All right. Now, that was really good, but we're giving out lots of high fives right now, but I want to try something else. Now, instead of a high five, look at somebody in front or behind you, and we can go ahead and give a little knuckle bump, but I want you to give them that knuckle bump and say, you do amazing work. Ready? Go. Nice. But we are in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico, this island is known for its energy and its volume and its flair, and that was weak. So what we're going to do is There's a projector right here, and it comes all the way down the straight line. Ladies, what are your names? Sorry? Mara? Dana. Okay, so Mara, can you please stand up? Okay. Now, everybody from Mara over this way, okay? You are my A team, and this is your captain, okay? So the A team is the amazing team. So Mara, get your team pumped up right now. That's the A team. Okay, she's working on it. We got it. Now, as any good captain, you can delegate. So if you want to hand this lady right here the spatula, you can make her your team captain right now. She's that. Okay, we're going to get it working. And now, Donna, this is your team on this side here, my left, right? So this is the B team, which is the best team. So get your team all hyped up right now. Go ahead. Oh. Now, I believe that we can't cook up something amazing if we don't feel it. So we need to make the people in the room feel exactly how amazing they are. So there's more people on this side of the room, okay? On Mada's side. So Mada, here's what we're going to do. You can sit down. It's okay. She's a silent leader. What we're going to do is, when I point to this group right here, on the count of 3, you're going to look to that side of the room. You're going to point at them and say, "You're amazing," as loud as possible, okay? So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That was okay. Now, even though this side of the room is smaller, we are greater, right? So what we're going to do is we need to make that group of educators feel amazing. So on the count of 3 with some energy, some flair, I need you to say "You're amazing" really loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're amazing! Oh, they just taught you how this works. They're clapping like, yeah, we feel amazing. But you feel amazing, but they got to feel amazing. So I'm going to give you another chance really quick here on the count of 3. Because they got really loud, so they gave you the energy, you got to give it back, because guess what? When it comes to education, guess what? Our energy is contagious to the people that we're working with. If we don't look excited, how can they be excited about it? So with some excitement, make them feel amazing on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Love it. And now everybody look at each other right now. Give them that stare with a big smile on your face. And this time on the count of 3, everybody, you can either stand up or with some energy, tap yourself in the chest and go, "I know." 1, 2, 3. Yes. Because here's what I've learned over the years, everybody, of training and developing people. A lot of people want to teach you the hard skill, but it's the soft skill which is the important skill. If we don't feel amazing, how can we make others feel amazing? Don't they watch our energy when we come into the room? What are you doing to hype yourself up when you get out of bed in the morning? Because I understand all the hard work. My mom was a teacher, and my wife was a teacher. And she was a special ed teacher, so she knew she needed a lot of energy. Yes. IEP. Okay, so some people understand that letters. But here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, and I had to understand this, how do you start your day? Because we know when you get to work, and you open up those emails and the work comes in, it's going to make you feel less than amazing. We're in a world that's always telling us what we can't do and what we're not good at. So are you jumping on to look at the sports scores, the news, social media in the morning, or are you doing something that's going to make you feel amazing? That could be prayer, that could be exercise, that could just be reading a book, something for you. Because we know once that day starts, it's about the people that you serve. So what are you doing to, quote, meal prep your day? Because we don't just jump in and start cooking. Don't we need to organize and line things up before we start? Now, once we get from there, then guess what? We're amazing. We've grabbed the spatula. It's time to cook. So we got to flip our mindset and start thinking about what we can do. We need to go from being a producer or a consumer to a producer. This is my daughter, Olivia. This is who my wife was pregnant with when I started the job. So she wanted to be a part of this presentation. So she's down the street right now at the beach. But the thing is, everyone, chefs are producers. Are you waiting for somebody to cook things up for you? Or are you going to be cooking up something for everybody else? Because when you cook for other people, you can serve yourself and others. If you're a consumer, then you have to wait for other people. So we have to stop waiting. So when we say we're hungry for something, do we say we'll get to it tomorrow or get to it Saturday? No. We say we're going to start it right now. But isn't it funny when it comes to our class, our education, I'll get to it later. So we got to get hungry and start producing right now. We have to go jump on Google or YouTube, go talk to our parents, talk to our family, find the recipe and get to work. So here's the recipe I'm going to share with you. It's a 5-part recipe. And if we understand anybody ever cooked, any recipe can be modified or tweaked to work for you. So we're going to get a little kitchen inspired right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the kitchen. Here is your cooking class. So the first thing is, the first part of the recipe, because when you cook something, you bring it to life. We're not thinking about it or talking about it. We're bringing that idea. We're bringing the ingredients to life. So here's the first piece, everyone. We have to live. Now, when I talk about live, I want you to live focused. Any recipe will share with you what needs to be focused upon. And to help you focus right now, I'm going to help you out. I understand right now there are 3 different learning styles in this room. We've got our old school people. You are taking notes right now. Super old school people, you're going out to find a napkin right now and you're writing the notes on there. My new school people, you are taking pictures right now. That's fine. Go for it. And then my old, not really old, but my creative people. The world may call you lazy. I call you creative. At the end of this program, there will be a QR code up on the screen. We'll have all the notes from today's program to make sure it gets going for you. So whether you want to take pictures, even if you want to take video, go ahead and take video. This next 10 minutes is very impactful. So here's a piece. We got to live focused. Every recipe has a little detailed card on the front that tells you what the recipe is, what's going to be served, how much, how long it will take. So I got to ask you, what are you focused on? Whatever we focus on, you can go read the studies. We're here at a university right now. Your brain will 10 times it. I've got a mother-in-law right now who has dementia, but she knows what she wants. She'll start talking saying, Frank, I want potato chips and ketchup. Some people said, yeah. Some people go, ew. But the thing is, she's completely unapologetic for it because that's what she wants. When we are hungry for something, do we care what other people say? So why when we get into our lives, especially in our professions, as soon as we say something, we're already worried about what other people are thinking. We have to be completely unapologetic and very specific with what we want. And that's what happens with the recipe. It focuses you and tells you how much, when, and where. So the first thing you have to start doing is living focused. So every day, how are you living focused? But from there, here's how I want you to live. I want you to live resourceful. Because with any recipe, what do we need to make? We need ingredients, right? So we need to find the proper ingredients. But as educators, how many people here ever complain about the resources they don't have? Have you ever had all the resources you need? Then why do we complain about it? Let's go back to the cooking. If you're cooking something right now, you don't have all the ingredients, what do? Sorry? We get creative. We find substitutes. Somebody goes, I'm not cooking. No, we find something else to cook. That steak dinner turned into a 5-star peanut butter and jelly. We start to work on different things, but here's the most important point. If you look around this room, and the reason we have this conference is we often forget about the human resources. Everybody in this room is a resource. And right now, we are one click, one handshake, or one swipe away from finding the answers that we need. Because when you step into that kitchen and you're stuck, and you're like, man, I just don't want to make the stale old same thing all the time. Where's my lady who said crusty bread? Right here, right? You know what crusty bread is really good for? Croutons. What else? Bread pudding? French toast. Do you see how we just all got resourceful here? We took something that the world is going to throw out, but we got resourceful with it. So can't we think this? What? Sorry? Bread crumbs. Yes, we just mash it up. Sorry? Oh, to feed the chickens. See, even the chickens can eat. I like that. But the thing is, what we're doing right now, everybody, is we're looking for solutions. We're in a world that's teaching us how to point out problems. Anybody can point out a problem, but educators and leaders point out what? Solutions. So that's living resourceful. Now from there, I need you to do this one. You got to live enthusiastic. Because we know whenever we cook something up, it takes work, it takes hours. I mean, we got Thanksgiving coming up. Anybody answer me right now. How long does it take you to prepare your Thanksgiving meal? Okay, for the people who say hours, hands up. People say days, hands up. People say weeks, hands up. We know there's some people, yeah. It takes time. But the brain is not designed to want to focus on the work. Because the work, the brain manages your energy. So if you're thinking about the work, you're going to talk yourself out of it. But we have to get excited. Anybody right now with Thanksgiving coming up, what excites you about Thanksgiving? Sorry? The pie, okay?